Hi, you're here. So in this video, I'm going to process lead guitars, arpeggio, and effects such as reverb cymbals, and also sound effects such as reverb and delays and so on. Yeah, it sounds a little busy, but it's not. So okay, let's get started with lead guitars. As for lead guitars, I used the same guitars, which is Solar A1.7, I think, with Nazgul, and because this is only guitar which I own. I'm broke. Anyway, then so okay. As for first of all, DI, this sounds like this. Yep. Then so as for amp, I use the same amp but in different settings. So for example, I use the cabs in this amp. Then so pedal was drive, and also I set mid a little bit higher. The presence is noon at noon. Yes, then sounds like this. Yeah, so as for lead guitars, I think that lead guitars should be a mid-forecast sound, because so if that lead guitar has tons of kind of weird high end, so it's going to be really annoying and it's going to be really ear piercing. That's why I turned up mid a little bit and also a little bit turn up high, but I didn't touch presence at all because it's gonna be annoying. Yeah. Then so next is EQ, and then so as I said earlier, I boosted this mid-range in order to get mid-range sound. Yes, of course. Then sounds like this. Yeah, okay, so let's listen to all of the band range one by one. For example, okay, first one is of course low pass filter, sounds like this. This range and this range, these range, yes. Okay, first one is 5. These ranges are really important to lead guitars because, as I said earlier, these ranges attenuate ear-piercing frequencies and also fizzy-sounding frequencies such as upper or over 8K hertz, I think. Yeah, so lead guitars tend to be really kind of annoying and tend to stand out too much. So then in order not to do so, I use this frequency. Actually, I always apply these types of EQ onto every single track, but especially onto the lead guitars, you should be careful about these ranges. Yeah. Okay. Then next one is also, of course, a high pass filter. Then last one is this one. Sorry. Okay, then like this. Okay, then next one is Saturator, but so I didn't use the different Saturator from the previous videos because the reason why is very simple. That so I just wanted to use other saturators. So then, so I searched, I looked up other saturators on my free plugins list. Then, so I looked up this one. Then sounds like this. Yeah, then so by using this saturator, it's going to be really rich, mid-range, rich sounding lead guitar, I think. Yeah, so it is really great. Actually, so I hadn't used this saturator before I started this mixing metal with free plugins video series, but I realized that this saturator is really great. So it's so easy to use and of course free. Yes, free. What the fuck? Anyway, then the next one is a little bit weird. Stereo Widener. So as I said in the bass video, especially a bass, higher bass section, then I don't really like kind of pointy sounding source material. Then so basically the lead guitars. Yeah, lead guitar are supposed to be mono, of course, because guitars are basically mono in mono. But so when I turned off this stereo Widener, it's the lead guitar is going to be really ear piercing or going to be really in front of me too much. So then, in order not to do so, I turned on the stereo widener and sounds like this. In a vacuum, it's going to be a little bit weird, but in the context, it's going to be really great. So then let's check it out later. Okay, next one is compressor, but I use compressor twice. So onto lead guitars. So as for lead guitars, I think that lead guitars are really similar to vocals because they have tons of dynamics, and then we have to attenuate and we have to compress a lot. But so if the compression is too much, it's going to be really annoying and it's going to be really wah, something like that. It's so annoying. Then we have to be careful about how much we should apply compression onto lead guitars and vocals. Actually, this song doesn't have vocals, but the method itself is kind of really similar. So then probably you can apply this technique onto vocals, I think. Yeah. Then so in order to get that sound, I use compressor twice, as I said earlier, probably. Then first one is like this. Yeah, so I set the ratio around 10, yeah, 10, and attack is 30 milliseconds, and then like this. So that's release is 0 milliseconds. Yeah. So I wanted to hear the attack of the guitars, especially pick attack. Yeah. Then so I set the attack a little bit slower. I didn't set it 0 milliseconds and so on. Yeah. That's why I set it 30 milliseconds. Then next one is also compressor, as I said earlier. Then the setting is the same. Yes, threshold is also same. Then sounds like this. So using the same compressor onto a dynamic rich source is really a great technique. So onto vocals is great technique, I think. Also, yeah. Then this is a really easy technique to use. So as I said in the first video or second video and so on, I don't really like complicated mixing session. So I really like easy mixing. So then I always use kind of the copy and paste method. Yeah, because it's easy. Yeah. So if that kind of method is easy, and then so we can be really creative to mix the songs. Yeah. then this is the lead guitar 1, and then second one is a lead guitar 2 to harmonize the main lead sound. The sounds like this. Then the amp is the same, equalizer is the same probably. Yes, same. Then saturator is the same, I think. Then stereo widener is a little bit higher because I thought that harmonized guitar should be kind of a choir or something. Then so I thought it should be really stereo widened. Then so sounds like this. So if I turned off this stereo widener of the lead guitar 2 harmonized one, then it's going to be really messy around the center of the lead guitar sound. Then okay, let's check it out, and before and after. Yeah, by using this stereo widener, the lead guitars sound are really clear. So then that's why I use this stereo widener. So using stereo widener onto mono track such as vocals is a really great technique. So I always use this technique onto every single vocal track. Okay, next one's compressor. So then, okay, let's start with first one. That sounds like this. Yeah, the same settings from the first lead guitar. Yeah, then so basically that's all. So I said that actually, so this song has other lead guitar sounds like this. Yeah, like this. But so amp is the same setting, and also EQ is not the same as you listen to that now. Then so this is yes, sorry. So this is the last one. Then so last one is have kind of too deep low pass filter to get kind of radio effect. I think no, it's not radio effect ever. The lo-fi sound. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Basically the same. Then so saturator is also same. Then stereo widener is the -9 is the probably the yes lead 1. Yeah. Then compressor. Yeah. Then so it's actually so I didn't use a compressor twice. So I use its compressor once onto this lead guitar, but because reason why is that I okay, so applied this I forgot low pass filter a lot. Then so I didn't hear kind of weird kind of damping effect or weird kind of rich dynamics. So then so I didn't use twice compressor. Yeah. Then lead 4 is where? Yes. And also yes, yes, lead 4. Yes, I have 2 lead 4 track, but because reason why I split them into 2 tracks is that in order not to draw automation. I hate drawing automation. Then so if the setting is the same, then I always separate them into 2 tracks. So then that's why the lead guitar 4 has 2 tracks. Yeah. Then so let's check it's the first one. Actually the same thing. Okay, let's listen to it that at the same time. Yep. Probably this is the first one. The setting from the first one. like this and this. Yes, EQ is a little bit different. So this phrase has tons of ear-piercing frequency. Then, so I got rid of tons of these areas. So then, okay, so let's check it. This EQ a little bit carefully. Okay, so first one. Okay. Yeah, sounds like this. Okay, then let's check them out one by one. Okay, sorry, I missed it. Okay, so first one is as always low pass filter sounds like this. Yeah, that second one is high pass filter. Then this one is ear-piercing frequency. Yeah, like this. Then second, this one. And this one. Then this one. Yeah, like this. Then the saturator is here. Yes, the same setting. And yes, stereo widener -9, same setting from the first one. Then last one is compressor. Yes, the same setting. Yes. Then the lead 4 and duplicate of that one is the same setting from the lead guitar 4. Then I skip this tutorial. Yeah. Then lead 5 is, I forgot, this one is probably harmonized sound or something like that. Yes, sounds like this. Yes, sounds like this. Then amp is the same setting. Equalizer is probably the fourth one. No. Yes, almost the same. Yes, yes. So I a little bit boosted this fourth range because I didn't hear any ear-piercing frequency. This one. Okay, so let me explain it one by one. Okay, first one is bypass. Okay, then as always, first one is low pass filter, sounds like this. Then high pass filter. Yeah, then ear piercing frequency. Then this frequency, ear piercing frequency. It doesn't have a lot of ear piercing frequency, so then I didn't apply tons of cut onto this area. Yeah, then this one to cut the mid range. Then last one is to cut the excess low mid. Yeah, basically the same settings from the first one and second one and so on. Yeah, so very easy. Then Saturator and stereo widener and compressor. Yes. Okay, so let's listen to the lead guitars in the context then. So please check the sound of the without EQ, especially high. So please listen to the higher frequency, especially fizzy sound. Then it's going to, so if I turn off the equalizer, it's going to be really kind of annoying and really messy. And also I applied a stereo widener every single track then, so it's going to be really kind of clear up. So if I used turned on the stereo widener. Okay, let's listen to that. Yeah, sounds like this. Yeah, so probably the equalizers and stereo wideners work really well in this context, I think. Yeah, so if you haven't tried this technique, yeah, so you should try it. Yeah, it's so great. Then next one is Arpeggio. Then so as for Arpeggio, so okay, sounds like, okay, so first one is the trim plugin to turn up the volume, so then it doesn't affect the sound itself, I think. Then sounds like this one sounds like this. Okay, then next one is equalizer. So I didn't use amp onto clean guitars because I love really clear sounding or crystal sounding arpeggio. Then I didn't use any amp. But so if you don't use any cabs, so you should record or you should edit really carefully, because if you edit or record really sloppy, that noise is going to be really kind of annoying, and the noise is going to stand out a lot. Then equalizer. Okay, sounds like this. It does not sound consistent. You should play guitar tight. Anyway, then okay, let's move on to the equalizers. Then first one is high sharp, sounds like this. Then high pass filter. Yeah, then next one is this one. Like this. Yeah, then next one is the equalizer, but this is to use low pass filter, sounds like this. Yeah, to get rid of fizzy sound. Okay, the last one is compressor, sounds like this. Yeah, almost the same setting from the lead guitar, but it's a little bit no, almost the same. Yeah, so attack is 30 milliseconds, but lead one is 28 and ratio is 10, but this one is 8. And then, so gain reduction is, this one has minus 1.5 gain reduction. So then I didn't apply tons of compression onto this arpeggio, because if I applied a tons of compression onto arpeggio, it's going to be wah, 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 or something like that. It's going to be really annoying. Then I didn't apply compression onto this arpeggio. Yeah, okay, let's listen to it in the context. Okay, then, so let's listen to this filter. Yeah, it's gonna be really great effect onto this arpeggio. Okay, let's listen to that. Yeah, if I turn off this equalizer, it's going to really stand out too much. Then, so I use this low pass filter onto arpeggio 1. Okay, so basically that's all for mixing itself, but so I love using kind of effects such as reverb cymbals and so on, because I compose orchestral music such as epic orchestral, trailer music and so on. Then I am used to using some effects onto the metals. That's why I use this type of reverb cymbals and effects. Then, so basically the kind of processing is really easy. So applying kind of filters, then so sounds like this. Okay, this one is reverse cymbal, I think. Yes, this is also from free one. Then I used, yes, equalizer, sounds like this. Yeah, like this. Okay, so let's listen to that. All bands. First one is also, as always, low pass filter. Then high pass filter. Then ear piercing frequency. This is also ear piercing frequency. Yeah, like this. Okay, then in the context, it's going to be like this. Yeah, great. And then next one is, yes, these ones are the same ones. Then next one is probably reverse snare, I think. Some reverse clap, I think, like this. Yes, I wanted to have kind of explosive effect, bang, or something like that. Then, so I applied this effect. Actually, so if you don't have any explosive sounding effect, so this technique is really great for you. Yeah. So actually I have some effect libraries such as damage or yeah, I forgot, Keep Forest or something like that. I forgot the name of that one. Anyway, but I have damage or other effects library. But if you don't have this expensive one, this technique is going to be really helpful. Yeah. Okay, then so let's listen to that in okay, without EQ. Yeah, it sounds like paper. Yeah, so in order to get rid of that sound, I applied this EQ. Sounds like this. But so in order to get it sounds explosive, I have to left some mid-range sounds like or something. So then I didn't apply tons of mid-range cut onto this EQ. Okay, then let's listen to that. This one. Okay, high pass filter. Then high pass filter. Then this one. Then I got rid of ear piercing frequency. Yeah, basically that's all. Yes, okay. Then next one is this one is clap. Yes, sounds like this. To get explosive sound, and then without one is here. Okay, then low pass filter sounds like this. Then high pass filter. Then last one is ear piercing frequency. Yeah, like this. Now, basically that's all. So if you have to deal with some bass focused effects such as drone effect or dwell effect, dwell? Yes, a swell effect. Yeah. No. I'm fucking bad at speaking English. Anyway, so swell effects such as or something like that. Then in this case, you have to be careful about low end and compression onto especially low end. However, so these effects don't have a lot of low end. Then so I didn't use any compression onto these tracks. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, so yeah, processing should be easy as possible. Yeah, then so basically effects is that's all. Then next one is reverb and delay. Yeah, then but so before we are going to have a reverb effect, I have to apologize this track. Yes, So this track is snare drum close and overhead mic send effect, but it doesn't have any effect onto this insert area. So which means that this fader affects only a volume. So if I turn off this fader or a track, it's going to be, the snare sound is going to be a little bit attenuated. For example, okay, so reason why there is I have this reverb snare drum track is that I wanted to use plate reverb onto snare drum and snare drum close and snare drum overhead, but yeah, the end of the mixing session, I thought I don't have to use it then, so I ditched out I ditched out this effect. So that's why I have this reverb snare drum track. Then okay, let's move on to the actual reverb effects. Then so as for reverb, I use M chamber from Melody Production. Then so I apply this reverb onto snare drum room mic. So then by using standard track, then reason why I use reverb onto snare drum room mic is that the snare drum room mic is going to be or tend to be too much. Then so the intention to use snare drum reverb is to get the mix cohesive, but if that snare drum room mic is too much or or if that snare drum room mic stands as too much, then so that mix is going to be really messy. So if you are not to do so, then I use reverb to get it more behind of the mix. Okay, it's gonna be really hard to tell the difference, I think, but it sounds like this. Yeah, okay, so let's listen to it in the context. Sounds like this. Yeah, if I turn on this reverb, snare drum reverb, the snare drum room sound, it's going to be more explosive in a good way. So as I said in the snare drum room mic section, I said that the too much explosive sound is going to be messy in the mix, but in this case, I think okay. Yeah, so then as for reverb, I use presets. Actually, I'm not good at tweaking reverb. So then I always rely on presets. Then so I use this drum set ambient disaster. What the? Yeah, but actually, so as for snare drum room mic, I always use room sounding drum or kind of more airy sounding reverb onto room mic in order to get it more behind of the mix. Yeah. Okay, then next one is delay and reverb onto lead guitars. So as for lead guitars, delay and reverb, I have to talk about it. First one is reverb, then delay. Then I use Valhalla frequency echo. This is not technically a delay, I think, but it does work as delay. So then I call it delay in this video. Then, okay, so let's use it in the lead one. Sounds like this. Yeah, if I turn on, yeah, definitely it's going to be wah, wah, wah. It's kind of, we can get echo effect, but it's gonna be a little bit messy and it's a little bit too much. Then in order not to do so, I use reverb onto this track. So I wanted to use effect onto effect. So that's why I use this reverb onto this track. Then sounds like this. Yeah, if I turn on this reverb, the echo sound is going to be really blurred. So that's why I use this effect. Yeah, reverb. Then I forgot the preset. Yes. Then as for preset, I used snare drum Yummy Woman. Preset name is really ridiculous and sounding cool. Anyway, yeah. Then so second one is Arpeggio delay. Then sounds like this. Then same setting from snare drum Kratzy Stone. Yeah, this sounds like this. Yeah, so as for crystal sounding arpeggio, I wanted to use some really huge sounding reverb. Then that's why I use this reverb onto this arpeggio. Yes. Then last one is a reverb for effects. Yeah, so I wanted to have more decay or sustain of these effects. Then so I used reverb onto these effects. Then preset is ambient disaster. Probably this is from the snare drum room mic. Then sounds like this. Yes. Okay, let's listen to this effect in the context. Sounds like this. Yes, so if I turn on this reverb, the tail of the sound is going to be audible, I think. Then that's why I turn on this reverb. Okay, that's all for mixing. Then next one is mastering.